exciting episode. Yes, so we are on our 13th episode. Hello and good afternoon, everyone. So, we are here for another episode of Real Talk with Jen. Episode for you. And today,
Hello, everyone. We are here on Real Talk with Jenny. Yes, this is Real Talk with Jenny. I've decided to make this episode pre recorded so we can all enjoy this view at my back. So, I hope you guys are all doing great, doing fine. And before we move on, I would like to take this opportunity, of course, to thank each one of you who's always watching all the episodes here on Real Talk with Jenny. I hope that I always bring a smile on your face, hope in your home, and somehow give that good feeling to move on with life, right? So, today is a very interesting topic, and I've decided to talk about limiting beliefs. Mind you, I'm going to talk about limiting beliefs. We don't have any guests today, but I will be talking about my own experience and how somehow I've moved forward from those limiting beliefs. We are here actually at the Bayside. It's somewhere near Sofitel and Film Center. So I would like to bring you along with me as we all enjoy the sunset coming through in a few minutes. Limiting beliefs. We are here to talk about limiting beliefs. What's your story about limiting beliefs? Well, I'm here to share about my experience with limiting beliefs. Few of the things that limit me from doing the things that I love to do is one, age, and second thing is the thought that I'm not good enough. And because at some point my confidence level went down to zero. But that's in the past. That's another story to tell on my next episode. But others have fear of many things, but it's fear. And other people would always think of other people's opinion about them. Some might think it's money, but come to think there are different ways on how we reach our goal, on how we do the things that we love to do. Talking about age, as I said, age is one of the factors that limit me from doing what I wanted to do. Always loved to sing. Growing up, I really enjoy singing. One secret is I'm not a singer. Growing up, it was my sister who was a singer, but the passion in me, that burning passion in me to just be a singer is there. So I tried and tried and tried, and somewhere down the line when I was in grade 2, I was discovered by our principal, and it was classical at that point. Um, on how we learned to sing, it was our first communion, but that was the first time that I became a soloist. So I would always go back to that time when I was small. Oh, and imagine myself, that person who really doesn't carry a tune would actually believe in herself and be that somehow person that she wished to be. So that was the starting point for me. And I never stopped. I continued to join the choir, continue singing new songs that I hear over the radio, and then it went well. Um, I'm always involved in school activities and go singing here and there, participated in different contests, even on TV. So that is something I love to do, and I pursued it at some point. But then, of course, when I got married, I even became a soloist of a band, a vocalist of a band. So that is how much I love to sing. But then at some point, because of priorities, I stopped. And then I stopped, and that was a long time that I've stopped. I believe that was about 10 years that I stopped singing. And I never thought that I could sing again until 2018. 2018, that's the time I said, okay, I was always pursuing my daughter to sing. I always pushed her to join contests here and there because I believe in her, I believe in her talent, and that she has a different quality of voice. She has a big voice that I found to be um, different from the rest. So for me, of course, as a mom, I think that's an edge. But then at some point, you cannot always push someone to do something that you love. At that point, perhaps she didn't love it that much that I as much as I love it. So I stopped for a while. I focused, and then I said, what I'll do, I'll sing again. So in 2018, that was for me. Uh, a point where I got out of that limiting belief at some point where I sang my first music video, and then I shared it to everyone. I posted it on YouTube. I made um, it was not just a song that I sang, a song cover that I sang, but I really asked for help and did that music video. So yeah, it made me feel good, and it's something that's burning inside that I always love to do. So at some point when I'm feeling down, feeling angry, feeling lost, um, that is something that I do that makes me feel special inside. It makes me feel really happy inside. So what are your what are the things that really make you happy? Have you thought about that? Perhaps you haven't started doing it again. Why don't you try it? I mean, it's never too late. I always thought I'm old already to do what I want to do. Of course, you see a lot of young singers all over, and who am I? I mean, to compete with this one. But I'm not competing. Take note, I'm not competing. I'm sharing what I have inside. I'm sharing something that I love to do. And that stopped me from limiting myself from doing that. So now I just sing whenever I want. I just do my covers whenever I want it. And I'm just so happy. At age of 40 plus, 42, I just, um, I just had a few song covers that's all out on digital platform. So those are the things that really made me happy. At some point, I never thought that I would be able to do those things. It may be nothing for some people, but for me, it really makes me feel good about myself. So those things flicker the fire in me to do more and imagine more on what other things I can do. And it's not something that I just do for myself. Of course, I feel good about it, but I appreciate the people who listen to the songs and those people who would give their feedback saying, "Hey, I'm so happy that you sang that song. That's my favorite," and things like that. So, yeah, it's age is never is never a hindrance on doing what we want to do. You may love to dance, and you can dance whatever age you are, and to your it adds to your well-being, it adds to your mood, you know. Sometimes we ignore mood, but mood is very important. When we are in a good mood, when we are feeling happy, we get motivated and we try to do more. These are simple things, but try to reflect on them and see if it works for you. It worked for me, and I'm so glad I started that 2018, and now I'm still doing what I wanted to do. And here, talking in front of you is something that I wanted to do. Um, yeah, I just wanted to share some bits and pieces about myself and from other people, and hopefully also impact some other people's lives, your lives. I hope I can add value to anything that you're going through at the moment. Yes? All right. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is, of course, one way to help us is to focus. Many times we are distracted by things, by people, or events that doesn't even um, worth our time. Worth our time because it's not even about us. But we tend to put a lot of emotions in this. Like maybe there is something that happened to your neighbor, and we were just pissed off about how she addressed the problem, on how she she behaved. All right. One thing I wanted to share with you is that we need to train our mind. We need to train our mind to focus on the things that are only important. Most of the time, we think that everything is important, where in fact, the things, the people, or these events doesn't even add value to ourselves. So for me, what I practice is I always look at the things that add value to myself, to my beliefs, or to my family. Because most times we tend to be in a situation wherein we pour all our energy getting upset, getting angry of something that's not even related to us. Can you imagine your 100% energy and it's just torn down to pieces because of something that's not related to you? And I don't know if you guys would agree, but it happens, right? Most of the time, that's how I am in the past, but I have come to accept the things that are beyond my control. We always hear that from other people saying just put yourself or just do things that are under your control. So that is what's happening to all of us. We tend to be upset over things that maybe are already done, already in the past, and we can't even do anything about it. So the best thing to do with those things is just move forward and make that as a lesson. It's easier said and done, but once we learn to train our mind to focus, believe me, you will have a better mood each day. You will have a lot of time to focus on the things that you want to do, on your goal. And I've always believed in perfect timing, that things always happen when it's supposed to be. Sometimes the more we push things to be that way, then it fails. So there are many things. Like for me, I believe in God. Most people believe in God. Some people believe in the universe, but there's a higher being that knows everything what's happening in our lives, and we just have to trust. Some say just trust the process. So it also applies in that sense. So those were my experience, and I've always learned to train my mind. It's not easy. It took me months and months and years to finally be that person. And I feel good about it. Many times, often I would ask my mom, I think I'm not normal. Because I don't feel angry at a certain time. When everybody's angry, I'm not angry. So I just think that that's not normal because that's not what normal people do. But I've ignored it because I've learned to accept, you know, we can't have it all. Or what we expect doesn't always come as how we expect it to be. So it's acceptance as well. So we said train your mind, acceptance is another thing. For several years, I've been mourning um, because I have 5 kids, though all of them are not with me. I have only 3 with me, and I've always felt bad, felt sad that they are not all with me. And it consumes my energy, you know. Every day, there was no night that I wouldn't cry. There was no such night that I wouldn't feel bad, feel depressed. Um, but that's how life is. It's not as if what we want will always happen. There are other people, they have feelings or they have a mind of their own, but in time, things will happen as what it is supposed to happen. So yeah, that's another thing. So I hope that you're getting all these bits and pieces, and I hope this helps you in a way. Um, yes, and of course, the very last thing, and something that I think that's most important for me, is gratitude. It's appreciating the things around you, the people around you, the little things that you see around you. It helps a lot. It gives you a different outlook in life. It makes you feel blessed. It makes you feel grateful that you are alive, and you would feel that you are actually in a better situation. Sometimes when we are um, congested, or we are having a lot of problems in life, we do not see the little things. Like, I'll show you. You see, that's the beauty of nature. And most of the time, we ignore these things when it's actually really, really good. Can you imagine God has given all this to us for us to enjoy and of course appreciate those wonders. So yeah, when I learn on looking, not just seeing, but looking at each thing around me, the tiny little thing around me, appreciate the children, appreciate my kids who would say, "Mom, have you eaten? Mom, what time are we going to sleep? Mom, here's your water." Sometimes people tend to ignore those things, but indeed, that is something to be grateful for. So, yeah, that's it. That's all there is. That's all I can remember for now. And hopefully, you all have a wonderful Sunday, a blessed Sunday, a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much. And please stay tuned for our next episode of Real Talk with Jenny. I have a guest that you will be excited to meet. So, thank you so much. It has been a great week and a wonderful episode of Real Talk with Jenny. We are on episode 24. Would you believe that? Yes, so that's episode 24. And I thought it would be also great to share my own experience with you. Thank you so much. Bye.